Assalamu alaikum students, this is mathematics class 9th. We are discussing chapter number 4, exercise 4.4. In this lecture we will rationalize the surds. I will also explain you how to take the conjugate. So in this part you can see that we have in the denominator we have a radical sign. For the removal of the radical sign we will multiply it with the same term and we will also divide it. So 3 multiplied by square root of 3 and we have 4 multiplied by 3. The square of 3 will cancel the square root. So 4 multiplied by 3 and in the numerator we have 3, it will be cancelled out with the denominator. So we will be left with square root of 3 divided by 4. In question number 1 part 4th you can see that we have 1 divided by 3 plus 2 into square root of 5. So for the rationalization what we will do is we will take the conjugate of 3 plus 2 square root of 5. How can we take the conjugate? Here the term with the radical sign will have its sign changed. So from positive it will be changed to negative and we will divide it and we will also multiply it. So after the multiplication and division we have 3 minus 2 under root 5 divided by, here both of these will be multiplied in the denominator. We have a plus b and a minus b, so it will make a square minus b square. So a is 3 and b is 2 square root of 5. So 3 square minus 2 square root of 5 squared. So in the numerator we have 3 minus 2 under root 5 divided by 3 square will give you 9. Similarly 2 square will give you 4 and we have square root of 5. The square root will be removed because of the square. So we have 4 multiplied by 5. So it will be 20. So 9 minus 20 will give you minus 11. Now you will get the answer. In 8th part you have two terms, two radical signs. You have under root 5 minus under root 3. So in the denominator you have the radical sign, you will remove it. So how can we rationalize it? We will multiply and divide it with the positive under root 3. So square root of 5 minus square root of 3 will be multiplied with square root of 5 plus square root of 3 divided by square root of 5 plus square root of 3. Now the terms in the numerator will be squared. So it will give you a plus b whole square, which will be a square plus b square plus 2ab. Similarly in the denominator we have a plus b and a minus b, which will be giving you a square minus b square. Now you will replace the terms. In the numerator we have a square, which will be under root 5 squared, plus b square under root 3 square, plus 2ab. So square root of 5 will be multiplied by square root of 3, which will give you square root 15. So now you can see in the denominator we have a square minus b square. A square will be square root of 5 minus square root of 3 square. Now the radical sign will be cancelled with the square. You will be left with 5 minus 3, which will give you 2. So in the numerator we have 8 plus 2 square root of 15 divided by 2. Now you can take 2 as a common factor in the from the numerator. So we will be taking 2 common. Now we will have 4 plus square root of 15 divided by 2. Now 2 will be cancelled with 2 and you will be left with 4 plus square root of 15. Question number 2 is quite simple. You will only take the conjugates. What we will do is we will change the sign of the term with the radical sign. So you have square root of 7 with a positive sign, you will change it to negative. So 3 minus square root of 7. Similarly in the second part you have 2 plus square root of 3. You will just change the sign of the radical term, which is positive, so it will be changed to negative. Similarly in part number 5th you have 5 plus square root of 7. The conjugate will be 5 minus square root of 7. Question number 3 is quite important. 2 minus square root of 3. Now what you will have to find is 1 by x. So 1 over x is written as 1 divided by x is 2 minus square root of 3. Now you will take the conjugate and multiply and divide it with the conjugate, so you are rationalizing. So in the numerator we have 2 plus square root of 3, and in the denominator you will get a plus b and a minus b, which will give you a square minus b square. So a is 2, 2 square is 4. Similarly square root of 3 whole square will give you 3. So in the numerator we have 2 plus square root of 3 divided by 4 minus 3, which is 1. In question number 3, part 3, you have x is equal to square root of 3 plus 2. Now same as in part 1, you have to write 1 over x, that is 1 divided by square root of 3 plus 2. So now you will rationalize the term. In the denominator you will multiply it with its conjugate and divide it with the same. So you have square root of 3 minus 2 divided by square root of 3 minus 2 whole square. So now in the denominator you can see the radical sign squared will give you 3 and 2 square will give you 4. So 3 minus 4 will give you minus 1, and in the numerator you have square root of 3 minus 2. So it will be minus square root of 3 plus 2. Now you have x and 1 over x. Now what you have to find is x plus 1 over x. You will just put the values. The value of x is under root 3 plus 2, and the value of 1 over x is minus 4 under root 3 plus 1 2. You have, so now you can see that under root 3 they will be cancelled, separated by a positive sign, and now you will have to give you rationalize the first term and also the second term, and then you can add up. So the first term is 1 plus under root 2 divided by square root of 5 plus square root of 3. Now you will rationalize it. How can we rationalize it? We will take the conjugate. Square root of 5 plus square root of 3, the conjugate is square root of 5 minus square root of 3. So you will multiply it and divide it with the conjugate to rationalize it. Similarly in the second term we have 1 minus square root of 2 divided by square root of 5 minus square root of 3. Now the conjugate will be square root 5 plus square root 3. So we will divide it and multiply it with the conjugate. Now from the first term, after the rationalization we will get 1 plus square root 2 into square root of 5 minus square root of 3, and in the denominator we have the formula a plus b a minus b, which will give you a square minus b square. So under root 5 square minus under root 3 squared. Similarly in the second term we have 1 minus square root of 2 into under root of 5 plus under root 3, and in the denominator we have the same formula a plus b and a minus b, which is giving you a square minus b square. 5 minus 3 will give you 2. So from the first term we will just multiply the brackets. 1 multiplied by under root 5 will give you under root 5. Similarly 1 is multiplied by under root 3, giving you square root of 3, plus 2 is multiplied by square root 5. So 2 into 5 will give you 2 into 5 is 10, so square root of 10. Similarly square root of 2 is multiplied by 3, so it will give you 2 3s are 6. Similarly in the second term we can see that 1 is multiplied by square root of 5 and 1 is also multiplied by square root of 3, and in the second term we have square root of 2 multiplied by square root 5, so 2 into 5 will give you 10. Similarly 2 is multiplied by 3, giving you 6. Now you will just add up the terms because you have the denominator, and that is 2, and it is same, so the LCM will be 2. Now the terms in the numerator will be added up. Square root of 5 minus square root of 3 plus square root of 10 minus square root 6 plus square root 5 plus square root of 3 minus square root of 10 minus square root of 6. You will cancel the terms that have the opposite sign, and you will get 2 square root of 5 minus 2 square root of 6 divided by 2. Now in the numerator you can see that 2 is common, so we are taking 2 as a common term, and 2 will be cancelled with the denominator. So you will only get square root of 5 minus square root of 6 as an answer. In question number 4, part 2, you have 3 terms. Now what you have to do is you will rationalize the terms one by one, and then you will solve them. So it is quite similar to part number 1, so you will do it yourself. I have provided you with the solution, so you can take help from here. In question number 5, you have been given x that is equal to 2 plus square root of 3. You have to find the value of x minus 1 over x and x minus 1 over x whole squared. So 1 over x can be written as 1 divided by 2 plus square root of 3. Now you will just rationalize it. How can we rationalize it? We can take the conjugate. The conjugate will be 2 minus under root 3. So 2 minus under root 3 is multiplied and divided by 1 over 2 plus square root of 3. So you will get, in the numerator you have 2 minus square root of 3, and in the denominator you have a plus b and a minus b, giving you a square minus b square, which is 2 square minus square root of 3 whole squared. Now you have 2 minus square root of 3 divided by 4 minus 3, giving you 1. So 1 over x is 2 minus square root of 3. So now you can find x minus 1 over x. You have x is 2 plus square root of 3, and 1 over x is 2 minus square root of 3. So just put the values, and you should not ignore the negative sign. Now 2 plus square root of 3 minus 2, and minus minus will give you plus. So you have plus square root of 3. Now you will just solve the equation, and you have 2 square root of 3. So x minus 1 over x is 2 square root of 3. Now x minus 1 over x square will give you 2 square root of 3 whole squared. 2 square will be 4, and 3 is with the square root, so the square root is cancelled. So we get 4 into 3, that is 12. So now in question number 5 part 2, you have been given x is equal to square root of 5 minus square root of 2 divided by square root of 5 plus square root of 2. You have to find 1 over x that will be reciprocal of x, so you will just change the numerator to denominator. So we have square root of 5 plus square root of 2 divided by square root of 5 minus square root of 2. Now for x plus 1 over x, what you will do is put the values x and 1 over x. So now you will take the LCM. In the denominator we have a plus b and a minus b, which will give you a square minus b square, and similarly in the numerator you have 5 minus square root of 2 multiplied by 5 square root of 5 minus square root of 2. So it will give you whole square root of 5 minus square root of 2 whole squared plus square root of 5 plus square root of 2 whole squared. So it will be a minus b whole square, which is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Similarly a square plus b square minus 2ab. Now plus 2ab and minus 2ab will cancel each other. So now you have a square, which is square root of 5 whole squared, and b square, which is square root of 2 whole squared, and similarly square root of 5 whole squared and square root of 2 whole squared for the second a square and b square. You have 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 after removal of the radical sign with the square. So it will be divided by 3, that is 5 minus 2 from the denominator. We will be getting 14 by 3. So x plus 1 over x whole squared can be written as 14 by 3 whole square, which will give you x square plus 1 over x square plus 2. ab is x multiplied by 1 over x, so x will cancel the x present in the denominator, so you will only get 2. And here 14 square will give you 196, and 3 square will give you 9. For finding x square plus 1 over x square, you will just remove this 2, and it will be moved to the other side of the equation, plus 2 will be here, it will be written as negative 2. So 196 by 9 minus 2, and we can get 178 by 9. For getting x cube plus 1 by x cube, the formula will be x plus 1 over x whole cube minus 3 into a plus b, that is x plus 1 over x. Now just put the values. X plus 1 over x is 14 by 3 whole cube minus 3, x plus 1 over x is 14 by 3. So you will just place the values, and as an answer you will get. In question number 6, you have been given a statement divided by 27. You have to find a and b in the following equation. So we will only take the LCM. What we will do is, in the denominator we can see that we have a plus b and a minus b, giving you a square minus b square, and in the numerator we have square root of 3 minus 1. It will be multiplied by square root of 3 minus 1, giving you whole square, and similarly square root of 3 plus 1 will be multiplied by square root of 3 plus 1 whole square. So it will be giving you a minus b whole square, which is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Similarly, square root of 3 plus 1 whole square will give you a plus b whole square, which is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So now after the application of formula, you have 3 minus 2 square root of 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 square root of 3 plus 1 divided by, in the denominator we have a plus b and a minus b, a square minus b square. So a square will be square root of 3 whole square, which is 3, and 1 whole square, which is 1. So 3 minus 1 will give you 2. So now in the numerator you have 8, and in the denominator we have 2, which is equal to a plus b square root of 3. Now by the comparison we get 4 is equal to a plus b square root of 3. Now here you can see that 4 can be equated to a, but we don't have a term with any radical sign, so we have put here 0, which will be equal to b. I hope you have understood the lecture. For an assignment, you have to solve all the questions given in exercise 4.4 on loose sheets for your better understanding. Thank you.